The second thing that I think that we can really do when we are struggling to find joy, actually, I was talking to my good friend, Chris Pombano. I'm sure you've heard us mention him before on this podcast, but at some point in time.
Yep.
But we were talking about the Sunday scaries and about how the Sunday scaries every single week are a thing, man.
Yeah, you can't go to, you're like up at night, you're laying in your bed, you're tired.
You feel queasy.
You're just like man, you don't sleep because you're like, well, I got to get up early and this is what's going to, it's tough.
And one of the things that we talked about that really sucks the joy out of Mondays or out of our Sundays because we're looking into the week is because for many of us who struggle with anxiety, myself included, when we look at a week ahead, we know, first of all, I do not like the unknown. I do not like unpredictability. I like for everything to be scheduled. I like to know exactly what's coming up. I don't like for things to come at me that I'm not expecting.
I don't like things, to change. Like if I have a schedule, I want to stay with it.
I do not do well with change. However, that is not life. And that is certainly not life in education. Especially during a pandemic, it's like, oh, hold up, I'm going hybrid now? Like, what, in 2 days? Oh, okay.
Great.
And so, I think as we're looking to the week ahead, oftentimes we're staring into the face of change that we're not, that we're like, okay, what we're anticipating what's going to come. And that's what we start focusing on is the unknown. And when we're starting to focus on the unknown, that becomes scary. That becomes like that heightens my anxiety. And of course I'm going to be sitting there on Sunday night like, oh gosh, okay, what's going to happen this week that that I could prepare for right now, but I don't know how to prepare for it because I don't know what's coming. Or we start getting, really deep into guilt as well. I didn't do this and I didn't prepare this and I don't have this done. We've got to start flipping the script on that. And so one thing that Chris and I discussed, and there is so much power behind this, is planning one thing in your week that you're like, I'm looking so forward to this.
Yeah, it's what you said earlier. You're looking for that joy.
You're looking for that joy, and you're like, okay, I might not be able to control the whole week, and I'm not going to be able to control what my administration throws at me, or what changes in the world, or what happens, what big event happens. Kind of like your cheat day
if you're dieting.
Yeah,
it's your cheat day.
Yes, that's a great.
I am so hungry. That's all I can think about right now is a cheat day.
Do y'all know how forward I look to a cheat day when I'm trying to eat healthy?
Let's make a graphic for that.
My word. Like, I am just like counting down the seconds, right?
Yeah.
Have your cheat day in education. Have your cheat day in your classroom.
And then you can start having 2 cheat days.
And I'm not saying to whatever. But have your cheat day in your classroom where you're like, on Wednesday. Every week I am going to do what is something that makes you happy? Because listen, I'm not even saying that you sit here and think about, okay, what's going to make my kids happy? That's going to stress me out. No.
If you're having a good time, if you're joyful, it will go with your kids.
Yes.
I mean, not all of them because that doesn't always happen, but most of them. I mean, it'll be a positive atmosphere. That joyful spirit will spread. Your attitude, your energy is contagious.
And so what is going to be your cheat day throughout the week? And what is going to be the one thing that you do that makes you so happy in the classroom? Maybe that's turning on music and dancing for 3 minutes with your kids.
I mean, I love, so anyone who knows me, I love superheroes and I love comics and all of that. And my students, it didn't matter where I taught, didn't really know anything about Batman or comics or Power Rangers. But if I were to integrate that within a lesson, like a 20-minute mini lesson or whatever it was, I was so happy. And the kids were happy because, number one, they didn't know about it, so it was something new. But they saw I was just so authentically excited about what I was teaching, and it wasn't anything crazy. And so, again, to your point, I mean, it doesn't have to be something that the kids are excited about. This is for you.
Yeah.
If you're a happy teacher, your kids are going to want to learn from you.
That's right. I mean, for me, it was like, okay, I'm doing math today and I am doing fractions. We're gonna make mini pizzas or on little flatbread sandwiches and we're gonna talk all about the different parts of because I love a good hands-on experience.
She does.
I'm like, let's make a restaurant.
And I would have written a quick song real quick. But that would have been fun.
I mean, maybe
I look forward to it. Let's go.
Our good friend Lanisha Tab, she loves Zumba. She's a Zumba instructor.
Yeah, started to.
Yeah, and so maybe it's like, I'm going to incorporate Zumba throughout my day. I'm going to get my kids up and moving. Listen, it does not have to be big. It doesn't have to cost. It could cost $0.
Exactly.
Literally $0. But just what is going to be your cheat day in education every week where you're like, this can be guaranteed. I can count on this. It's going to lift my spirits up. I'm going to teach like this or do something like this. And every week I can look forward to that. Because then on Sundays, you start, like for me, I'm like, I'm already looking forward to that cheat day. I'm already thinking about it.
You center your planning around that. And so once you start centering your planning around that throughout the week, then it makes planning a little bit more appetizing rather than just dreading the whole entire
Also,
thing.
you have something guaranteed that's going to shift the energy in your classroom.
100%.
And listen, we all need energy shifters at some point throughout the week, especially right now.